Hey, what's going on? Hope your day's going well. Thanks for stopping by. Today, I want to talk to you about the feeling of isolation and feeling of being lonely. A lot of people are struggling with, feeling like they're by themselves and feeling lonely and things of that sort pertaining to that. Um, if you don't mind, I'd like to start out with a verse in the Bible, Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 10. It says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand and with my righteous right hand." And what that scripture is basically doing is encouraging people when we are in our time. I don't want to say they because we can all personalize the message in feeling like we're alone and abandoned, or isolated for the most part. And that can be a feeling that is detrimental, because when you sit there and try to process and navigate your way through it, it seems as if it can be a long time when you're in that state of mind. And that's what loneliness ultimately is. It is so you can be correct. Two things can be correct with loneliness and feeling alone. um, there could be a possibility that that there is no one in your corner to support you or to be with you. And then the other thing could be true, is that what most people don't realize is that you could be surrounded and in a group full of people, in a room full of people, and still feel lonely and still feel isolated. So it's not a matter of who's around you or who's with you and who's not with you, and that determines or makes an individual feel like they're lonely or isolated. But it's just a matter of state of mind and mind frame. So I want to encourage you that when you are in that state of being alone and feeling like nobody's there for you, or nobody has your back, or nobody's in your corner, just know that you are loved, you are supported. You're enough. You can get through this particular season that you're in. And when we're faced with those seasons, a lot of us, what we do, and a lot what people do, is that they want to blame God in those particulars when they're in their particular moment. For example, one big popular topic of subject matter when it comes to feeling lonely is people wanting a significant other, a partner, a spouse, somebody that they can do life with at this particular moment. And the fact of the matter is, just because you don't have somebody right now does not mean that God doesn't have somebody prepared for you. I'm going to say that again. Just because you don't have somebody with you right now does not mean that God does not have somebody prepared for you. Now, the perception of that and how you perceive that is going to determine your outlook on that particular thing. For an example, if you perceive that as God might be taking too long, or you feel like you're ready for whatever it is that you want right now, and that's perfectly fine, because you do have the choice to do that. But you got to also be prepared for what comes with that, what comes with making choices on our own, and when we're ready to make those particular choices. And then nobody's also on the other end of that. Nobody's saying that you have to wait forever. It's everything is just in life that I'm learning and realizing and figuring out. It's just a matter of timing. And when it comes to that thing of timing, and when it comes to that the topic of being lonely and isolated, it's not a matter of being still, although it can be a position or a situation of being still. But you know what? It's also a matter of living, making the steps necessary to uh, attract and to draw whatever it is that you want to receive out of life. For example, if you are believing and you do want somebody to come into your life and to help do life with you, then start living that way. You know what I mean? Start doing and preparing yourself and doing the things that are equatable to living a life with someone else. All things that are positive, of course. We don't want you to you lose yourself in the process of trying to play make believe, so to speak. But with that, you can learn a lot of things along the way of what it takes to become the thing that you want to become. If you want to become a wife, if you want to become a husband, if you want to become a best friend, if you want to become whatever your goal and whatever your ambition in life, when it comes to dealing with isolation, just know that you're not going to be there forever. You're in a season and you're in a particular moment where you're just being held, you're being nurtured, you're being cultivated, you're being gifted, you're being challenged. And the thing that a lot of people don't like nowadays is a lot of people don't like to be challenged. But what I'm learning in my own personal life and my own personal growth is that I don't grow and develop when things are easy. I grow and I develop when I'm being challenged the most. And what happens when we're challenged the most is that human nature, if we're not strong and if we don't have enough character built up, when we're challenged, human nature is to turn and run away from the challenge. But I've made up in my mind, and I want you to make up in your mind, that when you feel challenged, even in your season of isolation, I want you to accept those challenges, embrace those challenges. If you feel like there's a day where you feel like you just don't want to do something, or you don't want to take to the steps necessary in order to become better, because it's getting too hard, or God may be taking too long, or what you want may not be out there, and society's saying that, all men are no good. Society's saying that all women are no good, and you got red pill, blue pill, this side saying bad about this side, blue, Democrats, Republicans, liberal. Everybody's saying something negative about each other. But you know what? The negative talk is going to always be there, but you got to start feeding yourself something positive. Yes, I'm in a season of isolation and loneliness right now, but you know what? I'm not called to stay there. I won't be there long. God is preparing my spouse. God is preparing me for whatever season, or when that season does come. That way I'll be prepared. I'll know what to do. I won't walk away so easily when the challenges come. I'll know what to do when the challenges come. Why? Because I've already been in a season of withholding. I've already been in a season of being challenged. And because I passed that test of challenge in my lonely, isolated season, now God can trust me enough, and I can trust myself enough to be able to accept the newness of life that's coming my way. And brothers and sisters, there's newness coming to you. It's newness coming to you. I know right now that may not look like it. Everything might look cloudy. Your judgment might be off. Your choices might be off. Your decision making might be off, and your friendships might be off, and everything in life can just seem like it's so off. But guess what? There's going to be a new day. The season is going to turn. We've been experiencing good weather within the past couple of days, from out of the cold and the ice, in the rain and the sleet and the snow. But you know what? It's been sunny. It's been 60 some degrees. You know what? Seasons change. And just as seasons change, our situations change. God has already got you packaged and blessed and ready to receive and ready to impart and ready to give to that person and or individuals in life that he's already called you to. But right now is your making season, not your breaking season. Do you hear me? It's your making season, not your breaking season. Don't let whatever you're faced with break you. Don't let this moment of isolation, this moment of loneliness break you. This is your making season. Embrace the challenge. Embrace and face where you're at right now, because you're not called to be there, and you won't stay there. God is turning the page on this particular chapter in your life. He's already got us covered in his right hand. We just can't fall out of his hand. You with me? You and I, we can't fall out of his hand. We got to continue to keep trusting him. I know we get discouraged. I know we get disappointed. I know we get upset. We look around and other people seem like they're, jovial in their particular endeavors in life and the things that they might have. But you know what? You can accumulate all the things that you want out of life and still feel lonely. You can be blessed with all the relationships, all the friendships, all the things that you're wanting out of life and still feel that moment of isolation. Why? Because we're all faced with it. That means that if we can get everything and obtain everything that we want out of life and still have those feelings, that means our faith should never be placed in the thing anyway. You get me? We got to put our faith in God and allow God to be our source and allow him to change the season from winter, icy, sleet, snow, rain, to cloudy, to sunny. Allow God to do the changing. Allow God to do the rearranging. Embrace this season of isolation, because you're going to look back on this particular season and realize that it's been some of the best seasons of your life. Why? Because you're being challenged. You're growing closer to God, you're getting closer to God, and you're getting closer to yourself. You're being prepared for the destination and the ride and the journey that God is taking you through. Enjoy it. God bless.